Hello and welcome to Wizard Weekly, where we bring you news and humor from around the spiral. You're currently tuned in to our 20th episode, and before we get started, we'd like to send a great big thanks out to everyone who made Wizard Weekly such a success. From the guys at Central to you guys, our viewers. Thank you! We've got a lot to cover in the news this week, so get ready to rumble. Rumble Royale, that is. I hope you're ready to fight for the Spiral Cup, because just this morning, Wysteria was released on the live realm. Wizards of level 25 and above will be summoned to represent Ravenwood School in this event and are pit up against the very best the rival school of Pigswick has to offer. There are new schools to learn about, new worlds to explore, new adventures to be had, and new friends to be made, so get your mounts ready. The world of Wysteria will cost crowns users about 3,000 crowns total, which isn't that bad considering the amount of content and fun jam-packed into this one expansion. King's Isle is expanding out in the real world as well, having recently entered an agreement with Taomi Holdings Limited, a major children's game producer in China. That's right, Wizard 101 in China! King's Isle has also announced that our neighbors to the north will no longer have to bend over backwards to get a time card, as Wizard 101 prepaid game cards will be arriving in select stores in Canada. Keep an eye out in your local Toys R Us, 7-Eleven, Future Shop, Zellers, and Best Buy for these wonderful widgets. If you're not in a traveling mood, you can stay home and decorate while the Wizard 101 House-a-palooza is on. With a multitude of new furniture items on sale for up to half off in some cases, it's time to go on a shopping spree. Always wanted a celestial observatory but never had the time to craft one? Wizard Central is giving them away pre-made in honor of the House-a-palooza with not one, but 2 contests. Artistically inclined wizards can create and submit an invitation to their house to beat via the link below before 8 p.m. tomorrow night. That's August 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So get your stationery out if you haven't already. 8 lucky artists will be selected by the Wizard Central staff to receive the Celestial Casa. Not the artsy type? That's okay! There's a Luck of the Draw contest where 8 more lucky wizards will have their name drawn at random. Just make sure to post in the Enter Me forum via the link below. All the Celestial Observatory winners will be announced on Monday, August 22nd, so keep your ear to the forums and your eye on the prize. With this exciting new expansion comes another Horde pack, the Wyverns Horde. Each pack will cost you 399 crowns and includes furnishings, gear, possible pets, and mounts. Speaking of mounts, if you've caught on to the Panther pandemic going around and want one of your very own, you can get a free 15-day rental by entering the word Panther into the code redemption area on the main Wizard 101 website. You can also win this rental mount by playing KI free games, so game on! The game was on as we headed over to the arenas for the Power Pip, where Alexander Lionheart and Jack Spear went head-to-head in one of the coolest matches I have seen in a long time. Jack Spear said hello with a Helephant before Alexander could even get his tower up, putting him on the defensive in the very first turn. He was able to retaliate shortly after with a critical Ice Angel that Jack couldn't block, and for a second it looked like this match was over before it had even begun, as Alexander tried to lock down his opponent with an infection that left him reeling. With a series of Lynx and Pixies, Jack was able to slowly make a comeback, keeping the pressure on and the towers off Alexander. Bubbles of fire and ice popped, minions of fire and ice dropped, and Jack's dragon belly flopped right into the scene as Alexander unleashed another Ice Angel to freeze his foe. It quickly became a race to see who could hand out a hurting the fastest, and while Alexander tried to nickel and dime his foe to death with everything he had on him, Jack managed to hunker down and heal up, finishing his opponent and the match with a Helephant attack. Congratulations to Jack Spear, who will be moving on to the next round in the Topsy-Turvy tourney, and thanks to both competitors for giving us a truly epic battle. This week in Better Homes and Gardens, we will tour the Sultan's palace of Olivia ShadowBlood, who has turned her home into a small desert retreat she calls Arbiters City. As you enter the city, you'll be able to see her Imperial Arena where she holds some tournaments. She doesn't PvP much herself nowadays, but she loves to watch from the shady waiting area off to the side. When everything is calm and quiet, she can relax in the small outdoor park overlooking Arbiters Village, a quaint little desert settlement built around the beautiful oasis where her mannequin villagers and their pet bunny can grow and thrive. Each hut has its own unique decor and is simply constructed so that they'll be easier to rebuild after raids from a neighboring tribe. They're clever though, and have hidden their treasure away on a small island out in the middle of the oasis so the raiders can't get at it, and have tucked their equally precious village garden slightly out of the way to keep the fruits and vegetables from being trampled. It's onwards to the Arbiter's Grounds expedition site where an expeditionary team from Marleybone scour the sands hoping to uncover the desert's hidden and wonderful secrets. If you want to get in out of the sun, you can head to the inner city, which Olivia has ingeniously kept cool with several large water fountains to draw the heat out of the air and to run cool water through pipes under the tiles. You can relax by any one of these fountains in the garden-esque surroundings, or you can head to the giant indoor marketplace where they sell everything from books to weapons to food. There's a small tavern where villagers can gather, and where Olivia will oftentimes hang out and listen to their problems. If she wants some time to herself, she can wander on up to her personal library and enjoy some time away from the busy city life, or plan a lesson for her small school for the locals, where she teaches them how to defend themselves against the tribal raiders and their environment. Olivia's use of storytelling and mannequins makes her house very memorable, and her attention to detail makes it quite unique. To celebrate Wizard Weekly number 20 and Wizard Central's 3rd birthday, I am joined today by Olivia and Jester. Hi guys! Thank you for joining me today. I know we keep you kind of busy on Central. I was wondering though, how did you get started with Wizard Central? Like, what inspired it? It's an enormous website, but you guys seem to be all over it, so if you had to pick a favorite forum or thread, which would it be? If you could change one thing about Wizard Central, what would it be? Hopefully you guys will have many more birthdays to celebrate. What are you most excited about going into the future? Getting back to the present, so far, what is your favorite part of Wizard Central's birthday? So one last question before we go. If you were stranded on a desert island with one faculty member, which one would you pick? Thank you guys so much for joining me. It has been an honor. Happy 3rd birthday, Central. Now we're gonna sneak in one question from Letters from the Spiral before we go. It's really interesting from Paulino and Ironblood. Do you think KingsIsle will ever make a lifetime subscription available? If you look at it from a Crown player's point of view, they already have. If you buy an area with crowns, you can come back to Wizard 101 like 10 years from now and not have to pay a cent to be able to play the areas you've already bought, whereas a subscriber would have to whip out the trusty old credit card and make another payment for however long they intend to play. Sure, you don't get some of the subscriber benefits like open chat, but in essence, that's all you'd be paying for as a lifetime subscriber. In Ironblood's post, he mentioned Free Realms and their $35 lifetime membership, and I can about guarantee you that a lifetime subscription with Wizard 101 is going to cost a lot more than that, if only to keep it competitive with the cost of crowns and the current subscription costs. I think it would be fair to say that it'd be over $100 at the very least. KingsIsle may consider lifetime subscriptions one day, but they have to keep in mind that their target demographic, the people they designed the game for, are not really adults who can pay for this, but it's targeted at children and preteens who are probably saving up their allowance money for the game cards, or they're buying game times from their parents with good grades and chores. So, they wouldn't really be able to get this special feature, or, a small part of the player base would be able to, and it's kind of silly to have something for just a few people. This would also open up areas of the spiral that you may not necessarily use or want to explore, or one day you may decide that you're done with Wizard 101 and then you'll have paid, that extra however many dollars for nothing. On the overall, it's cheaper and it's easier to buy the spiral with crowns or to just keep subscribing. That's all for this week's Wizard Weekly. Thank you for joining us to celebrate our 20th episode and for making Wizard Weekly everything that it is. We'll see you next week. Happy weekend, everybody! Wizards of level 25 and above will be able... will be summoned to... with wow, that was bad. Bones scour the sands, hoping to uncover the to keep it competitive with the cost of crowns and current subscription crepes. Yes, we will now be paying for Wizard 101 with flat pastries. Keep it competitive with the cost of crown. I give up.